This generation of gaming has really given players more freedom than ever before. While it's true that not all games should go down the open world route, Sniper Ghost Warrior 3, anyone, it makes a lot of sense for franchises to adopt a more expansive experience. With Sony dominating the market, it shouldn't be a surprise that there is no shortage for the best PS4 open world games. In this video, you will find our choices for some of the platform's top picks. These are for those who want to go on an adventure, perform some bank heists, or just make some cock monuments. Cockuments, if you will say. The demand doesn't look like it's going away for a long time either, as long as the likes of Rockstar and Ubisoft keep building playgrounds for players to become lost in. So what do you think we're missing? Apart from the will to live, of course. Ha 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 ha, how droll. Number 10. Minecraft. To say that Minecraft is just an open world game wouldn't really be reflective of the reality. While it features giant open worlds for you to explore, it's also a pet simulator, this generation's equivalent of Microsoft Paint, and much, much more. The game plops you down in a world and simply says go. You're left to your own devices in Minecraft, so whether you want to become a successful farmer and invite your friends over for a nice dinner, or become a tyrant holding villagers hostage, that's entirely your call. While the overall goal is to defeat the Ender Dragon, just try and remember that as you sculpt your 5th mural to Bob Ross. 9. Days Gone. Days Gone was somewhat unjustly dogpiled at launch. It didn't exactly endear itself to too many critics. Now, whether that was down to zombies being a tired idea or the game lacking a bit of polish, the fact is it's now gone on to become something of a fan favourite amongst the PlayStation community. You take control of Deacon St. John, a grumpy, though that may be underplaying it, biker dealing with grief as he makes his way through life in post-apocalyptic America. Featuring some jaw-dropping set pieces, a creepingly excellent sense of character progression, and an outrageous amount of death on screen at once, Days Gone may also just be one of PlayStation's most underrated games in its half-decade history. Still, Deacon St. John does sound like someone who runs a caravan park and owns a pack of stuffed dogs. Number 8. Subnautica. Just when you think you've seen everything the open-world survival genre has to offer, along comes Subnautica. A beautiful game packed with mysteries and genuinely intriguing lore, Subnautica sees you trying to escape an alien planet consisting mostly of ocean after your ship crashes. Starting off things gently before chucking you into the depths where eldritch nightmares await, Subnautica is a game of constant intrigue. What will happen if I go down further? How much further can I go without oxygen? What the hell is that giant shape moving towards me so quickly? It's not an easy time, though the mere fact that Subnautica makes underwater gaming enjoyable after years of Sonic-based trauma deserves all the accolades. 7. Dragon Age Inquisition. While Inquisition may split some members of the Dragon Age family, it's a damn sight better than its predecessor. Inquisition returns the franchise to its true RPG roots and embraces the open world and the litany of side quests that come with it. Honestly, Inquisition is stuffed, and with it going for a pittance these days, it's certainly good value for money. You play as the Inquisitor, who is chosen to do things, but never mind that. Have sex with this giant bull guy and make him your concubine. No RPG is worth its salt unless it has a deep well of interesting characters to draw from, which Inquisition has in abundance. Thanks to the open world, you'll also have countless hours of exploration ahead. Also, look at this guy. Now this is a guy that 6. GTA 5. Why so low, you cry, the shark card slipping out of your pockets after your wife cries that you've had to sell the kids. An absolute money-making beast, and that's even without considering the revenue from GTA Online. Played offline, GTA 5 lets you pick and choose between 3 questionable characters: the aging and cynical Michael, the moral center Franklin, and the sadistic Trevor. The 3 unlikely friends must work together to overcome the shady government officials and also become a little bit rich in the process. Or, if you like, you could just pop a wheelie or blow a small fortune at a strip club in the hopes of seeing digital boobies. GTA 5 was such success for Rockstar that they put off releasing another game for half a decade, so if you are in the 1% who's yet to play it, that's a good sign of the game's quality. Now, we think it's about time they announced GTA 6. 5 really is a PS3 game after all. 5. Dying Light. Listen here, you lot. Stop sleeping on this amazing game. Now, we here at Cultured Vultures will not stop talking about this game until it gets the recognition it deserves. Undoubtedly one of the best zombie games ever made, Dying Light is one step ahead of its cousin Dead Island because not only is it a polished game, but it lets you climb and leap between buildings, punching zombinos in the face as you go. That should be a selling point on its own. You're taken to Harran, which is in the midst of a zombie outbreak and must play ball with the local survivors and gangs. While the story is nothing to write home about, its gameplay is. The melee combat feels meaty and satisfying, though Dying Light really comes alive when the worst of the worst come crawling out. With a sequel on the way, there has never been a better time to try out this gem. Number 4. Marvel's Spider-Man. At long last, there's a Spidey game to rival the one found on the PS2. Marvel's Spider-Man is a triumphant return to video games for the icon, suitably so with his renaissance as part of the MCU. This is an entirely new Spidey story, however, and one worth exploring. Marvel's Spider-Man is one of the best open world games on PS4, not just because it boasts the biggest world, but because of how satisfying it feels to explore New York City. Shooting from skyscraper to skyscraper never gets old, and neither does plummeting down from the top of one before safely swinging away at the last second. Shame you can't pile drive the bad guys from a very, very tall building like before though. 3. Horizon Zero Dawn. A point of curiosity in the Sony PS4 exclusive lineup before it was released, Horizon Zero Dawn shouldn't really work. Hunting robot animals with a crossbow might seem schlocky on paper, but Guerrilla somehow managed to find a way to make Horizon Zero Dawn a serious and seriously inviting affair with dozens of hours and gameplay on offer. You play as Aloy, a young woman who sets out on a quest to uncover the mysteries of her lineage and to also find herself in the process. A post-apocalyptic delight, the wasteland provided by Zero Dawn invites exploration. Your first encounter with the Tallneck is unlikely to be one that you will ever forget in a hurry. Once you've done all there is to do, Frozen Wilds should be your next port of call. You think we'll get a sequel for the PS5 launch? We really hope so. 2. Red Dead Redemption 2. It looked for years and years as if Rockstar were fully comfortable with the pile of money GTA Online were making them, but the announcement and subsequent release of Red Dead Redemption showed that they still had plenty to prove. Even if they maybe need to modernize the controls a little bit more next time. Seriously, picking stuff up sometimes feels like you're trying to punch jelly with a balloon. A prequel to the first game, you take control of Arthur Morgan, a grizzled outlaw with one of the best character arcs across all of gaming during the final days of the Van der Linde gang. The level of detail poured into its open world, now whether that's its many secrets or the amount of interactivity, is just staggering, what with the fading Wild West telling plenty of stories of its own. If you want an open world that does not stop surprising, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a brilliant option. Plus, it's a great anatomy lesson on what the insides of most animals look like. Yummy! And number 1, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Where to even begin with The Witcher 3? How do you praise a game that's already been given every superlative in the English language? The excellence of Geralt's last hurrah is unquestionable, an example to the entire industry that if you put the time and heart into a single player experience, the people will come. Prepare to lose yourself in the rules of Gwent, failed seductions, and very ugly children with The Witcher 3 across hundreds of hours of playtime, and that's without even considering the room for role-playing with your choices really mattering. It's nearing half a decade in age. Jesus Christ, are we sure? Jesus. Yet The Witcher 3's world design, its writing, and depth of characters have yet to be beaten. Hailed as the template for its competitors to follow, once you're done with the main game, its DLC is also just as time-consuming and worthwhile. Of course, you could always replay the main game again after you get the bad ending, because Ciri is apparently very needy for love and attention. God damn it, 100 hours. 100 hours! And that's it, that is our bloody lovely list of our top 10 PS4 open world video games. Did you agree with the list? Did you disagree? Is there anything you would have added in that we missed out? Let us know in the comments down below. And as ever, please keep it posted to the Cultured Vultures YouTube channel. Give us a subscribe if you like the content, a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna go and replay The Witcher 3 now, because I got the bad ending and I haven't slept in weeks. Oh, Ciri, forgive me. Until then, good God.